Hi everyone, I'm Josh Woznica. This is my post 4, video 4 for my Ieor 190G blog, and this is where I'm going to talk about my favorite invention over the past 100 years. So I guess technically the answer would be the telephone, but I really want to focus on the mobile phone and the way that that really manifests itself today in the smartphone form. Why focus on this? Frankly, I spend so much time on my smartphone, like I'm sure you all do too, for a variety of tasks, whether it's personal, professional, relationship building, etc. It's become such an important part of my life that I feel like ignoring it would just be inappropriate, frankly. So the smartphone is a device that confones both telephoning and computing, two really different technologies that are sort of brought together in one device. The term smartphone itself was introduced in the 90s when we were told of the PDA. So, less than 30 years ago. The smartphones, as you know and have probably explored, have existed in a variety of forms, sometimes with a physical keyboard, sometimes with just a touch screen, the QWERTY keyboard, sometimes not a QWERTY keyboard. The iOS and Android systems were sort of introduced in 2007 and 2008, respectively. And then a couple years later, I believe in about 2010, the Windows mobile phone was introduced. In terms of the market share of smartphones to mobile phones as a whole, you can think about the fact that in 2013, 65% of mobile phones in the US were actually smartphones. And smartphones are sort of consistently being developed and redeveloped. I mean, the iPhone itself was started in 2007. The first version came out then. Since then, we've seen 13 different versions, which is fantastic. All different sizes, shapes, colors, technologies. It's changed drastically. And the iPhone's, of course, only one example. And before our smartphones, our sort of communication technologies were pretty limited. I mean, we had the phone, which we could, call one another, but that had to be synchronous communication. Otherwise, it was really ineffective. We had texting, which sort of came into fruition for some people, depending on generations. But most of the communication was you call someone, you either reach them or you leave a message, and that was the extent of the ability to communicate when someone was in a different location than you. With the advent of smartphones, however, we could stay connected to people in different communities much, much more easily. We can now sort of conduct business from any location across the world. I mean, deals are being done across the US, across different time zones. We have various types of information in our fingertips at all times right now. Another thing is, while this sort of might sound stupid, we can travel much more easily because of our smartphones. We don't need calculators, maps, flashlights, cameras, music players, a notepad, etc. It's unbelievable how to think how many things this device does for us. And a lot of those capabilities have come from the mobile applications world. And because of applications, we can do things that, frankly, the inventors of these technologies might never have thought could be possible. That's my spiel on the smartphone. Hope you enjoyed it.